what kind of stuff if student is having. Sir, what are the subjects Indigo will check in the student?
Organization is not taking the food charges in that, so it's a really good opportunity as comparative to other sectors.
First 200 flying hours, he will get a salary of 80,000 average.
Correct.
So within this 5 to 7 years, he will earn up to 5 to 7 lakhs.
They have less awareness about how to become the pilot.
Can you tell me the top 5 countries apart from India for flying?
And the best way you want, you get to know, just ask about the past students.
హాయ్ అండి, అందరూ నమస్కారం. నేను మీ వేణుగోపాల్ రెడ్డి ఫ్రమ్ జోష్ ఇన్నోవేషన్స్ ప్రైవేట్ లిమిటెడ్, జోష్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ ఆఫ్ ఫారెన్ లాంగ్వేజెస్ మరియు 89 కెరీర్ గైడెన్స్ సంయుక్తంగా విద్యార్థులకు అవసరమైనటువంటి అనేక వీడియోస్ మనం చేస్తూ ఉన్నాం. ఇందులో భాగంగా ఈరోజు మనతోటి గజేంద్ర షా స్టార్ ఎయిర్లో ఈయన ఫస్ట్ ఆఫీసర్గా వర్క్ చేస్తున్నటువంటి పైలట్ అన్నట్టు. సో సారు యాక్చువల్గా ఢిల్లీలో చాలా కాలం నుంచి ఈ ఏవియేషన్కి సంబంధించినటువంటి ట్రైనింగ్ సెక్టార్లో కూడా ఉండటం వల్ల సార్ని అడిగి అనేక సందేహాలు నాకు కూడా ఉన్నాయి, మీతో పాటు తెలుసుకుందాం. నమస్కారం సార్.
నమస్కార్
సార్.
నమస్కార్
సార్, యాక్చువల్లీ జస్ట్ ఐ వుడ్ లైక్ టు నో అబౌట్ ద క్యాడెట్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్. అంటే వాట్ ఆర్ ది డిఫరెంట్ క్యాడెట్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ అవైలబుల్ అక్రాస్ ఇండియా అండ్ what is the exact difference between cadet program and conventional program?
The cadet program is running in India by the 3 airline.
Okay,
that is
sir.
the Air India, Indigo and the SpiceJet.
Okay.
So now you are asking about the difference. So there is a huge difference between the cadet program and the conventional CPL. So first and the most important difference is like job guarantee. In the conventional CPL, it's not guarantee after completing the CPL that you will get a job or not. Although like after you are doing the hard work, you are up to date with the studies, you are good in the flying, definitely you will get a job, but there is no guarantee. Just opposite of this, in the Indigo, Cadet or Air India or SpiceJet, after completing the course, they are taking the whole responsibility of your type rating, of your multi-engine rating, and they will give you the way to reach up to the cockpit. Means they are giving the job guarantee.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as far as India, they are telling that starting with 80 lakhs, it ranges up to 1 crore 30 lakhs.
Correct.
So what is the difference in it, sir? I mean, why there this much variation? 50 lakhs variation is a huge variation. So how they will split this, and who can get for 80 lakhs and who can get for 1.3 lakhs? What is the difference in this?
So, sir, the thing is that it's not about 80 lakh, it's nearby 90 lakh with the taxes and all, and the higher range is around 120 or 125 approx. So that's the only difference in the cadet program which they are conducting in India, because in India they are conducting 2 cadet programs, that is NFTI Gondia and CAE. And in abroad they are running around 8 academies which they are
Okay.
tie up.
Okay.
So that's the only difference. In India, if you choose any academy, as I told you about the 2 academies, if you choose any of them, that will cost nearby 90 or 95 lakhs. If you choose in abroad, that is the international pathway, so that will cost around 1 CR 20 lakh 25 lakh approx.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, suppose every year, how many aspiring pilots will appear for Indigo exam?
As a Indigo exam, there is no limit for the examination by the Indigo side.
Okay.
Like they are giving, as I told you, they are giving like things to other academies that you conduct the exam, you trained our pilots. So there is no limitations that they will conduct 2 times in a year, 3 times in a year. Like I'll wanna talk about the national pathway, that is the CAE and the NFTI. So they are taking 2 times examination in a year, and each in the each examinations they are take around 50 to 60 candidates.
Okay.
So they are conducting like 2 times in a year, and international pathway there is no limit. Sometimes they can come up to 4 times in a year, sometimes they come up to 6 times in a year, sometimes they come up to 3 times.
Does
in
this
a year.
exam will conduct by Indigo or the that particular name, like James Aviation or Garuda Aviation? These people will conduct exam or Indigo will conduct exam, sir?
Exams are conducted by the like mutual understanding of both the companies. Like Indigo, if they are taking the written examination, so they are not giving whole responsibility to the other party. They are giving the sets of the questions. In the interview, the Indigo captain will be there or Indigo HR will be there, In the computerized practice, that is computerized training, CBT is there. So some modules is given by the Indigo, or they are giving the instructions that that type of module we want, because we want to train our pilots on that particular module. So they are giving to the third party.
Okay.
So they are giving the basically mutual understanding of both the companies.
Okay.
And they coming together to take the
Sir,
examinations.
I think you have seen so many batches of students and you come across so many students. Can you tell me what kind of students and what kind of stuff if student is having, he can get into Indigo pilot, like intermediate percentage, +2 percentage you can say.
Yeah.
So 70% students or 80% students or 90% students. I mean, what must be the caliber of the students to get into Indigo?
See, to be honest, that 12th marks can't decide the future of the candidate. So similar in the aviation also. But you are talking about the particular cadet programs. So they have their own criteria. Like I want to tell you, like Indigo is fixed their criteria. They need the physics, maths, and English. In individual, each subjects they want minimum 51%.
Okay.
And a part of this, like Air India, they set the criteria of 60% each, maths, physics, and English. And SpiceJet is again 55%. So this criteria is not set by the DGCA. This criteria is set by the company that we need minimum this much of percentage class 12 to come in our cadet program.
Suppose if a student who passed with the 50%, does he really cope up with the exam, sir?
Definitely cope up with the exam, but unfortunately they're not eligible for the cadet programs, because like 50% is not the eligibility of the Indigo. They need at least 51%.
Sir, what are the subjects Indigo will check in the student?
Subjects, academic subjects, they need maths, physics, and English.
Okay.
As I told you, they need minimum 51 percentile to come in this Indigo cadet program. Air India have set the 60% individual in maths, physics, and English, and SpiceJet have set the 55% individual maths, physics, and English.
Okay. If a student come to you, sir, how can you judge the student that he can be fit into cockpit? I mean, like, what are the parameters you check in a student?
So first of all, there are the 2-3 criteria, or we can say 2-3 tests on which we can assess that student are fit in the criteria, or to be like students are fit to become a pilot. So before going on this, I want to tell you that students have to do 2 types of medical. One is the class 2 medical and another is class 1 medical. So student have to clear these 2 medicals, then we can say now student is fit to become a pilot. After that, still the journey is not end here. Like if the students are clear like class 2 and class 1 medical, so it's not like that they will fit to become a pilot. After that, there's lots of things like the group discussion things, like the interview, like computer based tests. So they have to clear all the stages to reach up to the cockpit.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, before, like suppose if a student want to enter into cadet program of Indigo, so what are the different steps to get to up to the first class of ground classes, before ground classes?
Yeah.
And once you get into the medical test, after medical test, what is the I mean, like chronological order? How India?
First of all, as we discussed, like class 2 medical and class 1 medical. After clearing this, the Indigo cadet program are taking their examination into 3 parts. First part is your maths, physics, and English. They take their written examination.
Okay.
Or now they are sometimes take the online examination, but mode will be the same, like maths, physics, and English.
Okay.
After that, they will take the CBT, computer based test. They will have different modules, around 8 to 10 modules.
Okay.
Like pilot based games and some flying related games, simulator related games, mathematical related games, aptitude related games, verbal, non-verbal related things, and some audio visual games. So all these criteria, around 8 to 10 modules, just like a game on the computer. So this is the second stage. After clearing this stage, they will send the students for the psychometric test. That is a very important test, because the airlines conduct a psychometric test, but this is decided by the DGCA. That is a mandatory for each and every pilot to go through with the psychometric test before induction in any airline. So this psychometric test, after clearing the psychometric, there is a group discussion, and after group discussion, final is the personal interview. That is the
total 5 steps.
5 stages.
First one is maths, physics,
Maths,
English
physics, English,
proficiency.
correct.
Second one is games. I mean, like computer based test that is related to aviation related games.
Correct.
They will give. They puzzle like.
Right.
Can you say it as puzzles?
You can say
Okay, so puzzle kind of thing. And third one is psychometric test.
psychometric test.
And third one, fourth one is
a group discussion.
group discussion.
Yeah, correct.
And final one is personal interview.
First interview.
So these 5 steps.
Correct.
So once these 5 steps clears, then Indigo will ask the student to pay money.
Correct. After clearing of these 5 stages, then Indigo will send the LOI, letter of intent. So after signing on this, then your journey will start with the Indigo or any other
Okay.
respective airlines for which you are
Okay,
selecting
sir.
for the cadet.
Suppose to pass these 5 things, so what kind of guidance you will give at your institute generally?
So basically, the thing is this: after completing the class 12th, they don't know what type of questions they are gonna ask for the airline interview. I just want to give you the small example. Like suppose if you are in class 12th, in the school time they will never teach you like there's a types of clouds. From the childhood we know there's a cloud, but there are 12 types of cloud in aviation. So like this is just a small example. So like this, student doesn't know anything about the aviation. They know that this is the aviation, this is the aircraft, this is few parts of the aircraft from the Google and this online things, so easily available, they can see. But like after clearing the 12th, they don't teach anything in the class 12th related to the aviation. So after completing the 12, we are giving the full guidance, like stages by stages, as we have already discussed about the maths, physics and English. They can get the academy's things, but what the airline is asking, what the airline is searching. So we are practicing the students on the basis of particularly airline examination.
Okay.
After clearing this, we have a exact set of modules, which we are talking about the 8 modules. We have a exact setup with a system of 10 systems or 15 systems in our academy. So students are continuously practicing on that.
Okay.
After clearing this, we have a group of the international and the domestic airline pilots. So we have a tie-up with them. They are come, they will check your exactly examination, exactly Indigo-based panel of the interview. So we'll conducting the interview.
Mock
according
interviews
that.
you will
Mock
conduct.
interview and GD also, group discussion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So generally, how much time a student need to pass this exam? How many days of training is needed?
To clear the Indigo Cadet exam, student need to practice minimum 45 to 60 days is there.
Okay.
Yeah. Why? Because as I told you, there are the 5 stages of the cadet program. So sometimes they can give the time. After clearing the written examination, they can give 10 days so you can practice for the group discussion and the interview. But sometimes, like if you clearing your, suppose you are giving written examination today, within a 2 or 3 days you can get a result. And after that, they will not give you enough time. After that, they can give you like 3-4 days or maybe a week. They can conduct the further 2 stages.
Okay.
So minimum 45 to 50 days students should spend to prepare for the Indigo Cadet program.
Okay. After receiving the letter of intent, how many days generally Indigo is going to complete this? Is this 1 crore 30 lakhs or 80 lakhs? Does it include typewriting charges also, sir?
Everything is including. Only few organization is not taking the food charges in that. Otherwise, transportation, accommodation, everything is included.
Food is also included.
Some organizations giving food in this amount, and some organizations that they are saying that you have to arrange by yourself.
But as far as India is concerned, now there are 3 organizations, as I told, CHAMES Aviation, Garuda Aviation and Marigold.
Basically, sir, Marigold and Garuda Aviation, they have offices here, but again, they are sending the students outside. Marigold sending a student in Thailand for the practice, like for the training, pilot training, and Garuda Aviation sending student to South Africa for the training. So, in India, there are only 2 academies which are giving their training for the CPL training in India only. That is the CAE and the CHAMES Aviation.
Okay, CHAMES and CAE, these 2 are the institute, and remaining all other institutes are
Sending outside.
Sending outside.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are saying that typewriting is included in this.
Correct. Typewriting.
Okay, except some majority of the aviation, they are providing even food also.
Food also,
It is end-to-end process.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Now, Indigo is having 10 tie-up organizations. How many students will be taken by each one institute?
It's really difficult to say that how many like organizations taking the student, because as I'm running the academy, so I can tell on an average, like as we have discussed that NFTI taking 2 times examination in a year.
How
CA
many students every time they are taking?
Around 50 to 60 candidates.
Okay,
Each
each academy is almost 100, you are saying.
Yeah, correct.
So, I mean, like 10 aviation institutes means 1000 intake every time, every year.
Yeah, you can say around 80 to, I mean 800 to 1000 candidates per year.
Okay, 800 to 1000 candidates per year. Sir,
But you can say this figure will start maybe in the like in the year of 26 or 27, because like 3-4 cadet programs they introduced after the COVID. And before the COVID, there are only 4 to 5 organizations with the TRTO, type rating training organizations, or the FTO, flying training organizations. After that, they introduced 3-4 more FTO, flying training
Okay, I think
organizations.
they are having lot of demand. That's why they are
That's
expanding.
why, yeah. And now though it's like a trend, airline is thinking that we have to train our own pilots. Why we should go outside and to take the pilots from like
It's
other
also business for
academies?
them generally.
Obviously, it's a business from them. Like Air India is planning to start their own flying school. That is non-cadet. That is not including the cadet. But they're planning to start their own flying school.
Okay,
So they have
okay.
ordered around 30 single-engine small aircraft, Piper Archer. So they have ordered that aircraft. And I think it's not clear. I'm not confirmed, but they are starting their base in Amravati, Maharashtra.
Oh, it's very near to us,
Yeah,
Hyderabad.
Yeah.
Okay, this year only they are going to start, sir.
Most probably, but next year is fixed. But they are planning because their works are in full
Okay.
swing. So maybe this year they can start.
Okay, so Indigo, suppose 1,000 students are entering into the Indigo, sir. Sir, really, how many number of students can enter into cockpit among these 1,000? I mean, what are the failure rates?
So to be honest, like as per my experience, there is a 0%. If Indigo is taking as a cadet, there is only 1 or 2 criteria we can say, like a student is something personally in the sense like medically unfit, or maybe they have a problem in the flying training. Only that thing, like they
Very rare scenario.
Very rare. So like my experience, if you are going in a cadet and if you are totally fit and fine, and if you don't have any problem with the CPL subject, ground studies, and the flying, if you don't have any problem, so I don't think that nobody will stop to this.
Sir,
type of-
if I'll tell you another scenario, sir. One student is there, he completed C1, C2 and he got the computer number. He cleared all the 6 subjects.
Okay.
Then if he enters into Indigo, in that case, is there any chances of failure?
No, there is no chances of failure. She can tell clearly that I have applied my computer number and I have applied my medicals, everything is done. And the meantime, when I was looking for the cadet program, because I don't have much knowledge about the cadet programs, then I start giving the examinations because I have already the computer number.
Not only computer number, sir. Many people are there in our vicinity. They completed all the up to RTR exam. So they are they are yet to fly. So in that case also, can student enter into?
Definitely, students can give the examinations of the cadet program. They definitely get enter in the cadet program.
Okay. So generally, what will be the payment module of Indigo, sir? Any idea, sir?
Indigo, as we discussed, like they are charging for the international pathway. I wanna explain you, like they are charging 1 lakh, 1 crore 20 lakh approx. So they are giving in the installment wise. So different FTOs have a different installments. So few academies, few FTOs have an installment of, suppose first you have to pay the 40 lakh, then remaining 35 lakh, then 35 lakh. Then so they make a 4 installment or the 3 installment according to the flight training organization.
Okay, okay. Recently, actually, we do also bank loans, sir. So we got approval from HDFC Credila saying that they would like to give, once LY is released to the student, they are ready to give 50 lakhs as a loan, collateral free loan.
Okay, okay.
Uh,
Yeah, because once you selected in the cadet program, and you will go for the signing the LOI in the office. On that day, there's a Axis Bank, HDFC Bank, few banks person will be there. So he will assist you to take the loan like without mortgage or mortgage. What's the type of loan? So you are searching for. So they will help you to arrange the loan
ठीक है,
because
sir.
they know if you are got selected and you are on that day when you are signing the LOI, definitely will get a job.
Okay, sir. Suppose 10 students come to your academy, sir. So how many students are clearing this Indigo Cadet exam?
See, it's never 100%. Unfortunately, I want to tell this because like if 10 or 20 or 15 students are coming, so I'm not saying like it's difficult or it's impossible to get all of them selected, but we are giving our 100%, but not on the one side. The students have also should give their 100%. So whatever we are teaching, whatever we are giving the notes, whatever we are helping them, they should cope up with us.
Okay.
Yeah, because last time I want to tell you, we got like 18 students for the Indigo Cadet, and out of 18, 16 got selected, 2 didn't got selected.
Okay.
Why? Because they like not much into studies. We are taking the tests. They are not
Attending.
We are attending the test, and if they are attending, they are not they are not past the class test. So how can we expect to clear the Indigo? There's a lots of competition.
Okay. There are few questions with related to physics of that particular boy or girl. So can you tell me this, sir? Is there any specification with related to height? With
Height, see, so
DGCA is not clearly mentioning anywhere. There
you
are
will
2-3
not get,
decks
yeah,
regarding eyesight.
Yeah.
It's a generic question. Nowadays, everybody are into phone,
Yeah.
and everybody eyes are
Correct.
getting damaged, and
Correct.
everybody is having sight of 2.5 to 3.
Correct,
So what about the eyesight? What about the height? What about the BMI?
the BMI criteria is there in the DGC site and the medical also. So you can check the BMI criteria because that is totally depends on your weight and the height. Another thing, as you discuss about the eyesight, as far as I know, like -5 something up to is fine. After that they will not allow until unless you will do the LASIK surgery, because LASIK surgery is allowed in this aviation.
Okay, but if suppose if he is more than that also, he can do laser early and he can
And you
come back.
Yeah.
So eyesight is not a problem.
Not a problem in aviation, in
Okay.
the civil aviation. Air Force, so you can't go, but in the civil aviation, it's not a problem. Another thing you are asking about the height. Height, yeah, you are absolutely right. They didn't mention anywhere, and you will not get even on the online also that what's the criteria of height. But as per like I know, as per my experience, for the girls, it will be I've seen the pilots like you will get to know, you will shock to know that 4.8 or 4.9 feet they are flying the aircraft. And height and this like thing on the upper side, like I see the pilot like 6 feet 5 inch 6 inch they are flying the aircraft.
So there is no specific thing
No
about
specific criteria, but like
5 is generally okay.
4, in fact you can say 4.9. Yeah, because below that 4.9 and 4.8 it's very dull to see the outside of the aircraft. You're sitting in the cockpit, you can see adjust the seat, but sometimes it's difficult to see the outside and to touch the yoke, so that's why. Yeah.
Sir, regarding aviation salaries, so there is, I mean, like, can you tell me generally what are the chronological sequence of salaries in a span of 6-7 years, sir?
So
Once he completed, I mean, like he got the CPL license, his typewriting completed, he get into the job on the first day. From that day to next 6 years, what will be the prospects of a pilot
see,
in
like,
terms of salary?
Yeah, this pilot
Considering
job,
this as a student is a very hardworking guy.
yeah, all right. So this pilot job is also like salary wise, if you are asking, so it's a really good opportunity as comparative to other sectors. And but the only thing is this in pilot thing, with the hours, your salary will increase. So I want to explain from the beginning, like once you will get the job in any airline, so you will join as a trainee first officer.
Okay.
So trainee first officer, I can't say like a fixed thing, but I can tell you the average because different companies have a different salaries.
Average, you
So
tell me.
average I can tell you as a trainee first officer, you will get between 50,000 to 80,000 up to 1 lakh. This is the for the salary
Average, can we take it as 80 or 70?
80 average. You can definitely take 80. So
Okay.
this is the average training first officer salary.
Okay.
After completing hours, now again this is not decided by the DGCA. This is decided by the company.
Airline.
Like 100 hours you have to fly as a trainee first officer. Some are saying okay 250 hours fly as a trainee first officer.
Average, how much, sir?
So 200 you can say.
Okay. So once after flying of 200 flying hours, he joins the job.
Yeah.
First 200 flying hours, he will get a salary of
Trainee first
80,000
officer.
average.
Correct. That is a
Okay.
trainee first
Generally,
officer.
how much time does it take to complete this 200 flying hours, sir, for a boy?
Around 3 months.
3 months.
Easily 3
Okay.
months to
First 3 months salary will be 80K per month.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
After that, they will upgrade as a junior first officer.
Junior first officer.
Yeah, junior first officer after the 200 or 250 hours, so the salary will become around 1.5 to 2 lakh.
Okay. Average, can we take it as 1.5 or 1.7, sir?
1.5 you can take.
Okay.
Yeah.
So first, after completion of first 3 months, he will become the first trainee officer, and the salary range will be 1.5
5
lakhs.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that will be approx again different year and different criteria up to the 1,000 to 1,500 hours. You can say you will be like a junior first officer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Up to this 1,000 hours,
Yeah.
the salary will remains the same as
Remain the same.
1.5.
Correct, correct.
Okay. So it
After-
takes till date, now we completed first 3 months and this is 1 year.
Correct.
So 1.3 months we completed.
Correct.
Okay, sir.
Now after completing 1,000 hours, you will be upgraded as a senior first officer.
Okay.
And after becoming a senior first officer, your salary will be approx 2.5 to 3 lakhs.
2.5 to 3 lakhs.
Yeah.
So this is after completion of 1.3 year and up to how many days it takes, sir, to?
It takes 1.5 to 2 years, and it takes around 1000 to 1500 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now he completes up to 3.5 years and he will be at the range of 3 lakhs per month on an average.
Correct.
Okay, sir.
After this, there is a one examination, that is the ATPL, Airline Transport Pilot License.
After completion of 1000 hours or
After completion of 1500 hours,
15 hour.
you have to appear in the examination, that is ATPL. So it's not like that after completing the 1500 hours, like before the 1500 hours, you start giving the examination
Okay.
for the ATPL, Airline Transport Pilot License. Once you clear that examination and once you complete the criteria set by the DGCA for the ATPL, you can appear in the ATPL interview, that is the internal internal examinations by the company. So there's a sim checks in the interview, then you will upgrade as a captain, or
Okay.
you can say pilot in command.
Pilot in command. This generally will happen after 3.5 years to 5 years beach mein.
Around 4 to 5 years, you can say.
4 to 5 years.
Yeah, it
Okay.
takes this much of time.
5 years.
5 years you can take, and it's
Okay.
more. It should be more than 1500 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, then you will upgrade as a pilot in command, or you can say captain.
Captain.
And the salary will be approx 5 to 7 lakh.
5 to 7 lakhs.
Yeah.
So within this 5 to 7 years, he will earn up to 5 to 7 lakhs.
Correct.
So this is the ultimate goal, sir. Beyond that, any prospects are there?
There are lots of opportunities after that. After becoming the captain, airline needs, if you suppose you are becoming the captain, so I have to release you, I have to train them. So there is a one post which we call TRE and TRI, that is type rating examiner and type rating instructor. So their work is to train the new first officers, train the new captains.
Okay.
So after the becoming the captain, they have opportunity to give to select you as a TRI or TRE.
Okay.
So their salary will be approx 8 to 10 lakh per month.
Okay.
But they don't need much hours experience because they mostly spend the time in the simulator. Because
Okay.
suppose
That is
you
type
are
rating mission or simulator.
exactly. So they mostly spend their time in the simulator, but the salary will be good, 8 to 10 lakhs. And after that, you will be involved in the management. Once you like that much of experience in a particular company, then they will send you for the management, like for the interview of the pilot recruitment. Then you will become DE, that is designated examiner.
Okay.
Yeah. So mostly you will check this management thing, but it doesn't mean you will not fly, but very rare. Like maybe 40-30 hours in a month, like 25 hours
Okay.
in a month.
On average, how many hours you spent in flying, sir? I mean, what is your working hours per year?
This is again the criteria set by the DGCA. Like in a week, you can't fly more than 110 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
110 hours per week.
Yeah, per week.
So 400.
Sorry, it's not like a week, it's a month.
Sorry, 110 hours per month.
Yeah.
Means almost 1300.
On an average 1000 hours. No airline is giving you more than 1000 hours in a year. 1000 to max. Indigo can give up to 1100. So 1000 hours in a year, you can say.
Okay, sir. But many people, after completion of this 1500 hours, they are moving to abroad for more prospects. Is this happening, sir? I mean, like, what kind of better prospects if like pilot will get once he moves to Dubai and this kind of cities? What are
The
the
only thing I want to tell you, that is salary. There is attractive salary.
how much
tax-free
how
salary.
much difference it will come?
You can say just double. Like in India, if the first officer, as we've already discussed, after becoming a senior first officer, they start earning 3 lakh or 4 lakhs.
Here.
Yeah. If you'll go like in Emirates, Qatar, Etihad, the starting first officer salary is around 7 to 8 lakh rupees.
Okay.
And just opposite, like just similar like a captain, here in India, they are getting 7 lakh or 8 lakh. There it will be just double, like 16 to 17 lakh per month.
Okay. That too also no, I mean, tax-free income.
Exactly.
Okay.
And part of the tax free, they are giving lots of facilities also. Like they can give you the villa. If you are married, they can give you vehicle also. And if you have a children, they are giving the free education, free medical services. They are taking good care.
Okay.
Pilots.
So mine like is that very much difficult to get into foreign airlines, sir? It depends on the mindset of the pilot. I mean, to get into foreign airlines, is there any difficulty?
I will say they are both the things, because if you are planning to go for Emirates and Etihad and Qatar, it's not easy like you completed suppose 5000 hours in India, you'll send the resume, they will call you. No, they will again, you have to not much like much test, but 1-2 tests like simulator test, interview, some like group discussion things. So they will definitely conduct these stages to
Okay.
reach or to get the job in UAE or the Emirates, Qatar. So this is the first criteria. After that, what do you ask the second question?
I mean, like, how much percentage of pilots will move from here to there?
Yeah. Another thing now that depends on the comfort zone. Suppose like once a student will started the journey from Indigo, now they become the captain and they start earning 7 or 8 lakhs. Apart like their families are there, their parents are there, they don't want to move outside, because if you are going abroad, it's not easy to come back India like weekly or within a 4, at least if you are a pilot you will get a free ticket, but at least you have to look out your lifestyle, you have to look your job also. So it takes around, sometimes takes 2 months to come back in India, sometimes takes 1 month to come back India if the airline is not coming India, like if you are not getting layover in India, so at least this much you can wait. So they are not interested. And if you compare the strictness, so I want to tell you this thing also, like is comparative to Indian regulatories, they have a little bit more strict on the SOPs and the law. India is also strict on that, but if you compare it, so they are like punishment type things, like if you did one mistake they can ground you for 3 years, 5 years, or they can like kick off from the company. So
Okay.
that's the thing also.
Sir, what kind of fitness a student need to maintain during his pilot career?
Fitness is the very important, because if you fit, then only you can earn. So I mean to say earn means like you can, if you fit, then only you can fly. So
Okay.
lifestyle is very important, because if you are going to become a pilot, if anybody wants to become a pilot, first of all they have to come out from the comfort zone, because aircraft is not fly according to you, you have to fly according to the aircraft. Like it's not like that, okay, morning waking up time is like 7, so 7 to 9 you will fly, it's not like that. Sometimes you have to early morning take off like 3 o'clock, sometimes you are landing some 2 a.m. early morning you are landing, sometimes you are going early morning 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. There are no seasons like winter season, summer seasons, rainy seasons, nothing. You have to fly. So for that you have to be physically fit. You have to be with your good diet, okay, including that's vitamin, proteins, minerals. So always follow these diet things in the pilot thing.
Sir, how suppose if girl child is entering into a pilot thing, so they will get married and they will get children. Can they really fly up to another 10, 15, 20 years, sir?
Definitely, there's a
Is
lot
there
of
any
pilot.
hiccups in that particularly for a girl child?
There are lots of pilot in India, like who is like after the becoming mom, they are still flying the aircraft. So there is no medicals as such. There is no medical problems after becoming the mother.
Okay.
So yeah, so they can fly up to they want, and they'll fit according to the medical or DGC criteria.
How frequently this aviation or like airlines will check their obesity kind of things and this kind of checks?
So this is on the basis of your age. Like first you have to do the class 2 medical. That class 2 medical is valid for the 2 years. Within 2 years you have to do class 1 medical. Then once you done your class 1 initial medical, that is valid for the 1 year. Within that 1 year period of time, you have to do your renewal medical at the age up to the 40 years.
Okay.
So from
Every year we have to renew that
renewal
C1.
your medical up to the age of 40 years.
Oh.
After the 40, that will reduce up to the 6 month. Earlier it was 1 year, now after 40 years, after every 6 months, you have to renew your medical. And after the age of 48, I'm not sure, like 48 or 50 something, it will be reduced to 3 months. After every 3 months, you have to renew your medical.
So every time we have to go to the C1 medical officer and we have to get certified, then only aviation will allow to fly.
Correct, sir.
Wow, this is a very difficult, sir, because pizzas, burgers तो आ गए, अब तो मोटा तो होने वाले के समान है.
Correct,
So
correct.
I think as a pilot, you can see lot many items because at layovers you will be allowed to 5-star hotels.
Yeah.
So you heard just you can see, but you cannot eat.
Yeah, sometimes because like if we are eating, then we have to calculate, okay, this much calorie we have to burn. So if we are eating that much of stuff, so we have to like
You have to do exercise.
Gym, yeah, we have
Gym
to
तो
do
जरूरी
exercise. वो तो definitely है.
जाना है.
Yeah, correct.
Okay,
Part
sir.
of the gym, if you're not getting gym, at least my, so like if I'm not getting gym, at least my fix, I have to walk at least 2 to 3 kilometers in a day. So
Sir,
that's
another thing is, sir, it is regarding to our moms particularly. So when you want to fly, obviously mother first objects that is not safe. You should not fly. So what do you say to the mothers? I mean, like who are worried about their children's safety?
So first of all, I wanna tell you that airline pilot, or we can say airline transportation, is the most safest job in the world.
Okay.
Because once you will take off, there's a lots of traffic in the air, but you are awareing about the traffic, and the ATC is also guiding you. Okay, you have to fly this much of height, this much of speed, in this direction you have to fly. So it is not like that you have to just look out every time out of the window for the traffic. Okay, this traffic is coming, now you have to turn. It's not like that. There's a particular route and there's a very less traffic, and that route you have to fly. Only the traffic you will get when you are approaching some busiest airport. So that also the ATC will guiding you how to reach up to the runway.
Okay.
Okay, just opposite of this airline transportation thing or the pilot thing, if you are going on a road, if you are riding a bike, if you are driving a car, that is not safe as compared to the airline, because you can see the traffic, you can see there is no regulations, no in some area there is no regulatories for the speeds. So I can say this is the most safest job as compared to other transportations.
Sir, I am in. I mean, like I am curious about to know. Uh, Captain will be there and first officer will be there.
Correct.
So, what kind of work division in between both of you, sir?
See, airline aircraft can't fly with, they made the cockpit like this, they made the aircraft like this, it can't fly with the one human being, or we can say one pilot. So it is fly by the help of both the pilots.
Okay.
That is the pilot in command, or we can say captain, or the first officer. On a normal language we can say pilot or the co-pilot.
Okay.
So there are lots of things, like if one pilot is communicating with the ATC, another will monitoring all the instruments inside the aircraft, or they have checked all the things like the speed, height, directions, everything.
Okay.
On the other hand, if one pilot is busy in making the instruments set for the landing or for the takeoff, the other will contact with the ATC, other will check like about the upcoming routes or about the upcoming airports. So with one person you can't fly the aircraft. So they made a like this, that with the help of both the pilots, the aircraft can fly.
Okay. Sir, इतना बड़ा India है. We are having 150 crores population and lot many airlines. Now aviation is one of the crazy industry and it is growing very much. In this case also, we don't have many DGCA approved FTOs. So what is the reason behind it? And particularly if you see the South India, there are very hardly few organizations, and even in terms of number also, South Indian people are very less coming to the pilot or aviation division.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
can you find any reason behind it, sir?
Maybe according to me, maybe awareness. They have less awareness about how to become the pilot.
Okay.
Now, other hand, you have asked me about this like 150 crore of population, and how they are DGCA this ground classes and all, they don't have the approved FTOs. So DGCA approved flying club in India is around 35 to 40 DGCA approved flying clubs are in India. In every flying club there is a criteria that they should have the ground instructor. So DGCA is not telling you, is not giving the like authority to take the classes outside of the flying club.
Okay.
So they are giving the authority inside the flying club only, that if you are taking the admission in a flying club, you have to take the classes from here only.
Oh.
Yeah, but I can't say, I can't give the comments on this. But as I review from the candidates, their flying club ground studies are not much efficient, is not much good. That's why they are searching outside, they are going outside for the ground classes.
Oh.
So DGCA is not interfering about the outside ground classes, because all are the private organizations. So they are just taking care about the FTOs, flying training organizations, which they are giving the ground instructor as well.
Okay.
So if you
Sir,
want, you can
what
continue
is the
with them.
qualification of a ground instructor according to DGCA, sir?
According to DGCA, ground instructor have a minimum experience of 5 years in any private organization that also works, and he or she should have the CPL holder.
Okay.
Yeah, that
So
is the
these
main
two
criteria.
things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even like a 60 years can be also a ground instructor. Like a ex-Air Force, he may be retired from the Air Force. So after that, he can become the ground instructor if he's a good command on the subjects.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with related to, I mean like these 6 exams, sir. So regulation, metrology, navigation, specific, general and RTR. Which one generally, I mean like where student will get stuck up, and generally can you explain about these particular schedules, sir?
See, for the subjects wise, if you wanna compare, so I can tell that navigation is little bit navigation, and one other subject is technical general. It's little bit difficult as comparative to meteorology and the regulation.
Okay.
Yeah, because in meteorology regulation there is no calculations, but in the navigation there is a calculation. Apart of this, in meteorology and the regulation, you will get a 50 question, each 2 marks, and you have to just correct the 35 question, means 70 is the passing marks.
Okay.
Okay. But on the other hand, in the technical general navigation, each question will be 1 mark and you will get 100 question.
Oh.
So you have to correct
Answer
70
70
questions.
questions.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's why students are feeling like difficult as comparative to
Okay.
meteorology and the regulations.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Can you, I mean, like, give few comments on RTR exam?
The RTR exam is the only exam which is not conducted by DGCA. That is conducted by the WPC. That is Wireless Planning and Coordination Wing. That is comes under the Telecommunication Department. That exam has 2 parts.
Okay.
One is the ATC calls. That is the written examination. Or we can say the situational calls. Suppose you are flying on some direction, there's a cloud ahead. So how you will take the diversion? If you have some emergency situation, like 2 emergency situations in aviation, one is the pen, others Mayday. If you look at that type of emergency situation, how you cope up with that situations. So that is the situational calls. You have to complete up the part 1. After clearing the part 1 examination of RTR, then you will go for the part 2. And part 2 is completely the interview. That is the Viva.
That many people are failing that, I mean, people are saying.
Because like these examinations become the 3 part. It's seems 2 part, but it become 3. How? Part 1 first students have to clear written examinations. After that they will go for the 2 interview. One is from the WPC, another is from the DGCA. If you fail any of the stage, then you have to come back again from the beginning. It's not like that if you clear the part 1, then next time you will come again for the part 2.
So it
If
is
you
challenging.
fail, then you have to come back on the part 1.
Oh.
Yeah.
Generally, how much time people will take, sir, to clear on this, particularly RTR?
RTR will take around some, that depends again on the students' capability. Some students can clear within a second attempt. First attempt is very rare, but I don't want to say that the students can't clear first attempt. It's very rare. So second or third students clear. Some students can reach up to the 6-7 attempt also. Yeah.
So
means,
people need to do 6 to 7 attempts to clear RTR.
Yeah.
Suppose, sir, a student after completion of first 3 exams, regulation, metrology and navigation, if he moves to South Africa, how many exams he has to clear in South Africa, and after coming back to India, do he needs to complete another 3 these exams also?
Yeah, definitely. Because in the South Africa, you have to clear the 19 examinations to get the South African license. Once you get the South African license, then you can convert it into Indian license, for which you have to appear in the 3 examinations.
What
That
are
is
they?
the meteorology, regulation, and the navigation examination.
Suppose a student cleared 3 exams, sir, metrology, regulation, navigation. He moved to South Africa. He cleared all 19 exams there. So after coming back, do he need to write this general specific and RTR?
No.
Not required.
RTR, say few countries have their own RTR examination, in which like India's RTR is not mandatory. I can tell you the country name like South Africa, New Zealand, Australia, Philippines. If you are Canada, if you are doing RTR from these countries, then no need to give examination of RTR in India.
Okay.
Because their RTR is valid in India also.
Okay.
But
So,
if you are flying in US, then you have to appear. If you are flying other countries, then you have to appear for RTR.
so this 19 exams, suppose he completed 3 exams and he is going to write these 19 exams. Can you tell me about the difficulty level of these 19 exams in comparison with Indian exams what we are having?
As I told you, they are taking the 19 examinations. So basically what they did, they divided the subjects. Suppose in India, let's take an example of the navigation subject. So navigation subjects is the combination of your radio aids, general navs, instruments, and South Africa they divided this one subjects into the four different subjects.
Oh.
Instrument, second is your radio aids, third is your general nav. So they divided like this. Similar in the meteorology, they divided into like South African meteorology, world meteorology. So they divided the subjects. Regulations, South African regulations, FAA regulations, YASA regulations. So they divided into the subjects.
What are the top cities offering flying? I mean, like majority of these schools are located in which part of South Africa, sir?
Mostly two places. One is Johannesburg and another is Cape Town.
Cape Town.
Cape
Cape Town and Johannesburg.
Johannesburg, yeah.
Okay,
But
okay.
if you compare both, like Johannesburg is majority of the flying club
Okay,
because of the good weather.
Okay. Sir, why actually flying is cheaper than India in Johannesburg? Is there any particular reason for this?
There's
sir?
only one reason. Can you guess what the reason?
Maybe fuel price, I think.
Only the fuel price. India, suppose you are just taking an example, I'm giving you an example, if you are taking 100 rupees per liter, there you will get the 55-60 rupees liter. There's a 40 to 45% reductions of the fuel prices in South Africa.
Only that is the reason we are
That
going
is the
there.
only reason, correct.
Some people will tell that like China doctors are like Philippines doctors. The quality of South African pilots are not on par with the Indian pilots. Even like any such apprehension?
It's not like that. Like as I told you, in India, it is approx 23,000 licenses issued till now.
So अभी तक जो है ना 23,000 pilots are
in
issued
India.
CPL.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you like start taking the test of individuals, you can't compare like these are the good pilot, this is the best pilot, this is the worst pilot. You can't compare with this. So like in the South Africa, what they are teaching in India, what they are teaching, according to me, all are the equal things. The most important things after getting out from the single engine aircraft, from the Cessna, Piper Archer, DA-40, whatever the aircraft, after coming out of that aircraft, how the students are paying attention, how the students are giving concentration in the big narrow body aircraft or wide body aircraft like in 320, 737, 777. So that's matter. So you can't say it's saying wrong that if your students are training in South Africa, they can't cope up with the Indian flyings or Indian academies.
It is a myth.
Yeah, it is a myth, completely myth.
Okay. So what about the safety concerns with related to South Africa, sir? Any such issues you faced, or you I mean like you listen any such kind of any incidents?
See, every countries have their own authorities or regulatory body of the some aviation regulations and the criteria how to students become giving the training in the aircraft. Like India have this DGCA, Director General of Civil Aviation. South Africa have SAA, South African Civil Aviation Authorities. So they have set their own criteria of the training. And there are lots of things which is banned, which you can't do during your practice sessions because students are initially starting their flying. So they started with the very basics like takeoff, landing, general flying, general circuits. So they started with that only. And all the instructors, either in India or the abroad, all the instructors are fully trained that how to give the training to the initial candidates, because mostly are the initial candidates. Because if you're joining the aviation, it's not like that you have experienced of 200 hours of your experienced of 5 years, 10 years. As initially 0 hours experience, you are starting the training. So they are just taking care of your safety.
Sir, it seems that many of our Indian airlines captains are operating their FTOs at South Africa. Is it so, sir? I think I listen so many persons. I told that, sir, who are you? I am a captain in, I mean, like so and so airlines that I am operating such kind of FTOs.
Yeah, that news are correct, but it's not like not much. I can say more to more like in India. Hardly if I can count like 30-40% who is running their academies in the South Africa or in the US, but not much.
Okay.
Maybe they have a tie-up with them, maybe they have a partnership with them, maybe they have a stakeholders of that particular flying club, But it's not like if you are flying in India for the particular airline, it's very difficult to run academy in this abroad in the South
Okay,
Africa or the
time
US.
will not permit.
Of time not permitted. There are lots of things. It's not easy to to start the flying clubs in India or the abroad. So maybe if the flying club is operative already there, so they can take the stakes or they can start sending the
Can you
candidates.
tell me the top 5 countries apart from India for flying?
First is always students' favorite USA, then Canada, then South Africa, and New Zealand and Australia.
Okay, these 5 countries people are moving.
Yeah.
It's
I
basically
don't. I never heard that students are completing training from other academies. Maybe the percentage will be 2-3%, but majority more than 95% will come from these countries only.
Okay, in this, can you proportionate, sir, like how much percentage will go to USA? How much, like any idea?
I don't have an exact figure, but I can tell you US, you can say like 50%. Yeah.
Florida, majorly.
Florida majorly because of the good weather.
Okay.
50 and after that I can say 20% or 25%, 20% we can South Africa, 10% Canada. I can give 10% to Canada, Australia and New Zealand.
Okay, okay. So major contribution to USA and second one is South Africa.
Correct. Now there is one more country, Philippines.
Recently emerged, sir?
Not recently. Philippines is the one of the oldest hub for the flying training.
Which city, sir, particularly?
I don't have good much idea, but it's Manila, I think.
Manila.
Yeah. So, but there are some issues with the DGCA in 2000, early 2010 or 2009. So DGCA blacklisted lots of flying club in Philippines. So there is no use of going Philippines and completing the submitting documents in the DGCA, and after that you will get to know, okay, your license can't approve. In Philippines also, I'm not saying 50 lakh, but at least some amount you are giving, that only then you are getting training from the Philippines, and after that you are not getting the license. So what's the use of getting training from Philippines?
This kind of approved schools abroad also, any mentioning in DGCA website, sir?
You will never get.
So then it is a big puzzle.
No, it's not like that. If you are like this much of passionate that you want to go in that flying club and you should know whether this is approved at DGCA or not, you can take the NOC from the DGCA. You can write the application or letter to the DGCA, sir, I am going in this particular flying club. I want to know this is the DGCA approved, or after completing a CPL from where DGCA give me the license. Maybe DGCA can take time of replying this, maybe a month or 2 months, but definitely you will get a reply.
Or else we can go physically to DGCA office and know?
Definitely,
that option is also there.
That option is also there. You can ask, you can go there, you can ask about the particular flying club. And the best way you want, you get to know, just ask about the past students. If he's trained more than 500,000 students, so there is no.
They will give references based on, we can talk to them, so like that we can learn.
Correct, yeah.
ఓకే ఓకే సో ఇదండి ఇండిగో క్యాడెట్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ గురించినటువంటి విషయాల్ని గజేంద్ర షా సార్ దగ్గర నుంచి మనం తెలుసుకుందాం. నెక్స్ట్ వీడియోలో మనం వచ్చేసి డిఫరెంట్ క్యాడెట్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ ఇంకా ఏమున్నాయి అనేక విషయాలను తెలుసుకుందాం. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. జై హింద్. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
Thank you, sir.